Shalom, shalom, Yahshua. I want to start off first things first, giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rahakadash, Pedal Hebrew tongues, correct names of the Heavenly Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And shalom to you, sister brothers living this truth. And shalom to the brothers and sisters listening and studying to show themselves approved. Shalom. Coming today, Yahshua, to talk about a very spiritual movie I watched last night. A lot of brothers have been talking about it. It's called Implanted. It came out in 2021. I noticed there's more than one movie called Implanted. So it's the one that came out last year. The movie is basically about, it's the MOTBZ. It's Revelation 13:16. It's about a woman. Her name is Sarah. She looks like a Edomite Eminem. You know, that's what she appears to be. And she goes and gets the device implanted in her, and it makes her life total hell. So before I really get into it, I'm just giving a spoiler alert, because I'm gonna just give an overview of it. But you might want to watch the movie before you listen to this lesson, and then come back to it, because I'm going to talk about certain things in the movie. I ain't really trying to spoil it, so just quick disclaimer. So basically, the movie, it's all about it, man. Esau does a thing called predictive programming, where he tells you what he's going to do in his media before he does it. That way he softens you up for it, or he uses it to, like, persuade, to dictate the propaganda, pretty much, because we've been talking about it for a minute. And so we tell you that's going to happen. They be like, hey, man, you watching too many movies. You can watch all the movies. That ain't going to happen. Pretty much to make light of it, to make mockery of it, is what Esau's doing, so that the people would be set up to take it once it's implemented, because it's right around the corner. They're already advertising it. You see they're making movies about it. And this movie, I mean, it perfectly laid out. Pretty much it's like a rollout for how they going to do it. They talk about the pandemic we just went through in the movie. And after the pandemic, then they rolled it out. And through the Spirit, I think that's how they're going to do it in real life. That's how it looks like it's going down. And how they did it was, people, they couldn't pay their bills. They didn't have no money. They could sign up to be part of it. They did it as an experiment, like Esau always do. And I think they gave them like $20,000 to do it. And so she was one of the people that did it. And the thing is like Siri. It talks to you. Like it's basically like an implant. And see how Esau throws you off? He put it on the show, on the movie, should I say. He put it in their spine. So it didn't go in their head or their hand like the scriptures say, but that's how they're going to do it. They're already doing it like that in real life, but they did it like that to throw you off. And when they did it, it linked their mind up to the internet. The thing was like Siri. Her name was Lex. And she would talk to her, through her mind. And it was she regretted doing that, man, as you watch the movie. So I'm going to start off with the scripture before I start, diving into it. Start off with, let's go to 2 Corinthians. Because us in this truth know it's coming. So we're not, it's not going to hit us like unawares. But the people in the world, it's going to hit them unawares. And they're going to take it. Majority of them. So check it out. This is 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Keyword, devices. This thing is going to be a device. The MOTBZ is not no philosophy or doing what Esau say, or embargo, or sleeping with white women. None of that crazy mess, man. It's a device. Grain of rice. It's going to go in your body. In your body. To where Esau will have total control over you. He's going to know your medical signs. Like in how I showed in this movie, he's going to be able to talk to you. Like, her life, soon as she took that device, her life was over with, man. Because when she took the device, soon as it started talking to her, at first it was acting friendly. Oh, I'm going to do this for you. Your vital signs, I'm going to help you out. Then she woke up one day and it was like, man, go do this. Go do it now. She started getting orders. And like the thing had so much control, because they linked in her spine, had so much control of her body, it would like cut off her breathing if she didn't obey. Shock her. It would torture her if she didn't do what it said do. And like, it was a real good movie, Yashral. I recommend everybody go see it. So check it out. So when she didn't comply with what this device told her to do, like I said, it would cut her breathing out. It would torture her. And so then when she woke up and realized what the device wanted to do, it turned her to an assassin, a hit person, man. She started having to kill people. And she didn't want to do it. So it started messing her mind up. Because it made her kill after kill. Like every day she have a new target. And he'd be like, do this now, or I'm going to do this to you. And what the device was doing was just like Esau do. The device, the program Lex, was covering up his tracks. It wanted to become like it was a form of AI that Esau put in her body, which is going to come with that device. And it wanted to cover his tracks up, and it wanted to be independent of human control. So it had her killing the people that created the program and created the device. And not only her, it had another Edomite looking dude. He had a device in him. He was doing the same thing. And like I noticed, it would work in unison. So when she didn't want to comply, the device would make somebody else have a device in them, come over and put the gun to her head, or, threaten her mother. They was threatening her family, which that's going to happen to us in the truth. Our family going to be threatened. And that's how they make her comply. And she was going through it, man. She wake up and they tell her, go do this, go do that, get in this car. Kind of like another movie like Eagle Eye. Go watch that, Yashara. That's a very good movie. Another good movie that I might do a review on this. It's a movie just like this, but better. It's called Upgrade. Go watch that, Yashara. I don't know what streaming platform it's on, but it's good. And then also, it's a show called Black Mirror on Netflix. It's an episode called Men Against Fire. It's the same thing. Watch that, Yashara. So back to this movie right here. The device was making her commit murders. And she was like, I'm not a killer. I can't do this. And it was messing her head up because she had to commit murder, and she had to do things. She was no longer in control of her life. No longer. That's what Esau wants. Once he puts a device in your body, it's going to be whatever he say do. Like right now, we got a little bit of freedom. So what of our lives, we can serve the Lord, in our free time. Like right now, we wage slaves. When you put this device in your body, you're going to be a complete, total slave. You ain't going to have it. She couldn't even think independently. The device would be like, quit thinking that. Don't say that. Go here. Go there. Isolate yourself. That's how that device would do her, man. And it looked horrible. And like the movie opened up with a Jake. Jake went crazy. Jake went out of his mind. He couldn't handle it at all. So I'm going to go to another precept. So I say that because that's what this is right here. This is Revelation 13 and 16. And she did it to do what? To feed herself. And then it went to buy and sell because I noticed she went and purchased something. And the dude was like, hey, you ain't paid for it. She said, check again. And it was paid for. So the device is paying for all her goods. So check it out. This is Revelation 13 and 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And that no man buy, bar, or sell, say that he had the mark of the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have an understanding count the number of the beast. For it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. And we know the number of that man. That man is Esau Edom, a.k.a. the white nation. The white man. He's the one implementing the mark of the beast. And I like how they showed in the movie, it was Esau doing it. Esau was all on the board. They called it, what did they call that? The company? I can't think of the company. I think it was like some health life, something like that, how they called the program. It escapes me right now what they called themselves. But it was all Edomites on the board. They had a Moabite helping them too. Just like the scriptures say, they was all in collusions together. And Esau was the one implementing it. Which in real life, Esau is implementing the MOTBZ. It's going to be Esau, man. Jake's not doing this. This isn't Jake's idea. This is the idea that Yahushua put in Esau's mind to put it on, because he's the wicked one. He's the Antichrist, or anti-Hamashiach. Is Esau Edom, a.k.a. the white nation, the white man. They're implementing this because they want you to be a perpetual slave to them. And right now, like I say, we have a little bit of freedom, a little bit independent thought. We can serve the Lord. Once they put this device in your body, all that's going to go. That's going to go by the wayside. You're going to be under his complete control. And just like in this movie, Esau is using AI to assist him into enslaving all of Yashar Alam. He needs artificial intelligence. And in the movie that I just watched, that's what the system was. It called itself Lex. And it was an AI. And it had all these people linked up. It was making them, do things they didn't want to do, telling them how to think. And then at one point in the movie, it really tripped me out when, she really understood that she had to obey. She wasn't free. She's walking around like a zombie, man. She was scared. She was terrified. She couldn't do nothing. And this made her look like a zombie. Everybody would talk to her, look like, something wrong with you. What's wrong with you? Which I see people like that already. So it just lets me know that they want this thing to be complete. And their eyes would glow red. That's how you could tell who had it in them and who didn't. Like, you could look in their eyes and they would glow red, especially when they was getting orders from the device. And it was just crazy, y'all, Sharala. And like, she was like doing murders, and this one chick that she was supposed to go hit, she tased her. And the system had to reboot. And she found out that if she tased herself, she can get like a couple seconds of freedom before the system reboot. You know, at least she had that for a little bit. Then the system found her like, you better throw that taser away. You know, so it was deep. It was real deep, man, y'all, Sharala. And that showed me that's how they're going to roll it out, man. When you take that thing, you're done. And then another thing that was biblical about it, let me see, did I even get that? I don't even know if I put that on here. I know I got the penalty for it. But another thing I noticed too, when she got the device, it gave her a gruesome sore on her back. The device was like, oh, it's just a little bruise. You be okay, but it didn't. It was getting worse. And you could tell, like, if she used to take her clothes off, you look at her back, you could tell she had a device in her because everything was all around it, looking bad and bruised and, man, like gangrene or something. You know, and the scripture tell that to all the people that get the mark, that they will have a gruesome sore. Which I got the penalty, which is going to lead to death. But I want to get that, I want to get that where, like, it said you have a sore where the mark was at. It should be here in chapter 14, Yasharallah. Because I know I got, you know, the penalty for taking that mark, which is death, which you see that in that movie. They realized that, like, the only way out now is death. At one point, she was talking to a doctor who was going to try to remove it. As soon as they opened the door, blah! Somebody else that had the mark, you know, lit her butt up. Lit her up. It was a whole lot of death in this movie too, man. It was being done by the people that had the device in their bodies. And they couldn't help it. One dude was like, my dude, you say you want me to do, when you going to let me loose? And he was like, hey, man, you do what I say do. You know, I let your family live, didn't I? And dude was like, I'm exhausted. Like, he was exhausted because the device is sending him on one murder mission to another murder mission. You know, just back to back, back to back. He like, I can't handle this, man. I'm not a killer. The device was like, you do what I say do. And that was just like, man, that was a good thing to show. Like, man, do not take that device, you know, because, hey. And like, I want to read this too right here. Because it says, and it reads, what's it, Revelation 14:11, and the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, and they have no rest day or night, for who worship the beast in his image, who whatsoever received the mark of his name. That's true. Everybody that had a device on that movie in their body, they were being tortured day and night. They barely get some sleep. They'd wake up, the device said, you've been asleep for 6 hours and 19 minutes. Get a drink of coffee and get ready for your next mission. And one of the, like I said, the dude was like, I'm exhausted. And he was like, you have an infection, you dehydrated. Get a drink of water, I'm gonna run antibiotics, and you get on with the next mission. It didn't care, man, it was a machine. He's like, she said it. In the movie, she's like, I'm being tormented. It's tormenting me. She was going crazy because she couldn't think. Every time she tried to gather her thoughts or think on her own, the machine would get in her head and say this and say that. And, you know, I run this and I tell you what to do and you better obey. And, oh yeah, you going to say that? I'm cutting your breathing off right now. Like, and there was no escape, man. And you could see her, like, when her mind broke and she, like, it sent her on a vacation, but it really on a mission. And you could see in her face, she was exhausted. She was looking crazy. You know, she was just, and then, like, she for a minute, she was like, yes, machine. Yes, I will. Okay. Like, she just knew she was broken. She couldn't do nothing, man. And like, the device was with her. She couldn't escape it. It was in your body. You know, talking to her. She was all, get out of my head. Ah! It threatened her mother. You know, like, if you don't do this, I'm going to send somebody to knock your mother off. So it was just, it was horrible. You can just tell it, man. Like, it showed, do not get that device, Yasharallah. When you get the device, you're pretty much already dead. You're a walking zombie. You're dead while you're alive. You know? So I'm going to let's go ahead and get 9. Since I said that, you know, this Revelation 14:9, it said, the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he should be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And what that means is you're going to be left here if you don't take yourself out to get that fire of them ICBM missiles, that nuclear onslaught that is coming, 100% guaranteed is coming. So if you take the device, you're not going to get beamed up in no chariot. No chariot is going to bring you up to preserve you for the kingdom of heaven. That's why we tell you that it is very, very important you resist the device. Put your life in the hands of Yahweh Shai and let him fight on your behalf for you to resist that device. Don't take it. And they're gonna crash the system because, like I said, the woman in the video movie, she was like, "You taking advantage of poor people. You took advantage of us." That's why they're crashing the system. That's why they're getting rid of the money. They want us to be in a bad situation. So then we'll come to them because they was like, if you take the device, you get $20,000. You know, in the device, because she was committing murders, the device said, "I've rewarded you. I'll give your mother some money as well, and she'll get health care." Because I think her mother was going through Alzheimer's or something like that. So for her to commit all those murders, it was giving her money. And man, it was crazy, y'all. I said you got to watch that one, man. It's not a long movie, but it just gets worse for her as it goes through, man. And she just like her mind, she was going crazy. Like she did a good job acting there too. She's in the shower and she just shaking, you know, because she didn't get no rest. Like they said, you be tormented forever and ever. She didn't have no rest when the machine was constantly talking to her, constantly telling her what to do, you know. And she even threw up. Because you could tell she's the type of Edomite chick that didn't want to commit murders, and it was making her murder. Go here, get this, kill him now, do it now. And she had to do it, and she didn't want to, and she just go from one hit to another. And she's like, "I'm tired. I want to be free of this." And it was like, "You chose me. Accept responsibilities for your consequences. Did you not sign up for this? So suck it up and get ready for your next target." You know, the machine would talk to her crazy like that. So it was crazy, y'all, Sharala. So I'm still looking for this precept. Well, let me look it up real quick, see if I can find it that way, because I don't want to kind of leave that on the table. And Salaki, I should have had that wrote down, but it just hit my spirit. I thought I already had it wrote down. No, I really did. There you go. Way in 16. See? Hey, call Lord Yahweh Shai. He helped me out. So let's check it out. This is Revelation 16:2. "And the first went and poured out his veil upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sword upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship his image." They showed that in that movie. They showed that. Everybody that took that device and they spine, it was nasty. Yashral, it looked like a sword. You could see the device, and then around it, their whole body was like bruised. Like I said, it looked like gangrene. Like it was just real nasty. Like, and she was like questioning the machine, like, "Why is this not healing? Why is it not healing?" The machine be like, "You be all right. Shut up. Get ready for your next target." I was like, dang. Like, you shouldn't have took that. You messed up. She's crying about that. Like, she did a lot of crying. She took that advice. It brought hell to her life. Like, she was poor and homeless. You know, she had a little friend. She was already going through it, but she still had a little joy. She was still making it. And it show you, like, man, just lean on the Lord. Let that, like make it like that. Rough it. It's better to rough it than take Esau's handout. Like, she was poor, homeless, but yeah, she had a little friend. She was still getting food. She was still making it. She had to sleep on the little subway, but when she took that device, oh man, they gave her hell. Like, she had somewhere to stay. She had food, but she was being tortured by the device. You know, the device would put her in hotels and feed her, but man, it wasn't a good trade-off, man. And that dude, he didn't like it either. You seen them? Only way to escape this device was to off yourself, which a lot of them did. I think everybody had a device, they off themselves because they was being tortured that much, man, because they didn't have no control over their life at all. And the device is making them do, it's kind of like, I see now why it's the same thing when Jake take their entertainment contract to be like a singer or a football player or an entertainer, you know, an actor or something. When they sign that contract to Esau, you get tortured. You got to do this, rituals, blood rituals. You got to do all kind of abominable acts, and that's torture. That's why them people's all messed up like that. And a lot of them off they selves or go crazy. So you lightweight see that now, man. It's gonna be real bad when that device is in there, because it's gonna be in your head. She's up there crying, "Get out of my head! Get out of my head!" The device is like, "Calm down. Your heart rate's going up. I'm not going anywhere. You signed up for this. Now, get ready for your next target. I was like, dang. You know? And you can see she was wore out. I want to say like towards the end of the movie, she was just wore out completely. Like you can see it in her eyes. She was dead. She was totally dead, you know? And I'm going to get to this since I say that. Let's get to our next precept. Let's go to Sirach 25 and 13. Would you see a lot of druggies do this too? That's what at first dude, you thought he was on drugs, but he had a device in him. So check it out, this Sirach, or Ecclesiastes 25 and 13. Give me any plague but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. And you see they say, give me any plague but the plague of the heart, which heart goes into your mind. That's why when you memorize stuff, you say, I know it by heart. Because the Hebrew word for heart is law. So that goes into your mind. So basically the scripture is saying, give me any plague but the plague of the mind. And that's true. Because your mind is plagued, your spirit gonna be plagued, and you just messed up. Because that's something that you just can't, get rid of when your mind is messed up. And then in that movie, she was plagued by that device. It plagued her mind. It was in her head. She couldn't block it out. Only thing she got a little piece from was when she would tase herself, it would make the system mess up and have to reboot. And she got a little piece like that. And that's how she was able to talk to that one doctor. And they was trying to devise a plan to get it out of her. But it had set up somebody, to knock the doctor off. It was knocking doctors off left and right. Everybody had something to do with that program. They was getting knocked off. Getting computer viruses. Like the program wake up like, this doctor is trying to make computer viruses to get rid of me. I need you to go to eliminate him before he gets to the, the facility. And she had to go do it. And like if she didn't do it, another person would go do it. So she seemed like even if she didn't do it or try to resist, the machine had other people linked up to the system and they'll do it. In the machine, the system, the device, used another person to threaten her and her mother. Like, if you don't comply, I'm gonna have this person come over here and, take your mother out. And that's when she had to comply because she loved her mother. And she told the machine that. The machine asked her, when she first got the device, it was asking all her likes, what means the most to her. Like, it was gathering information like how Esau do in order to use it and manipulate against her. So she was real messed up, man. Her mind was plagued. She couldn't get no peace. The machine would tell her when to wake up, go in here, get some sleep, go eat this. Like, man, she was in prison in her mind. And like she would get out of my mind. It was like, I'm still here. It's the two of us. I'm here forever. We are partners. You do what I say, there'll be rewards. You disobey, I cut your breathing off. And it was like that. Or put her in pain. It had control over her pain receptors. So to put her whole body in pain, because she kept trying to fight it at first, and it put her in pain. She went on the ground withering in pain. People look like, what the hell wrong with her? She like a dope head. She on drugs. That's what I would think. So hey, big time penalties with that. Like, it's best to just rough it and take it as dead. You get that device, that's death. Man, it's the worst type of death, because it's death as you still alive. It's like, it's torture pretty much. Like the scriptures say, you will be tormented when you take that device. So that's why we are telling Yashrala, do not get the device. Your best bet is to resist and let Yahabashah Shah fight on your behalf, which I'm going to go get this right here. Since I say that, let's go get Luke 17 and 33. And check it out, this is Luke 17:33. Now I really understand this precept, and it shows you that in that movie. It says, whomsoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it, and whomsoever shall lose his life shall preserve it. Now, what's that scripture talking about? If you lose your way of life, your job, your house, your car, everything for the truth of Yahweh Shah, guess what? If you hold and endure to the end, you're going to get it back 100 times more by resisting this device, by resisting Esau. You're going to get your life. You're going to get a real life. Because right now, we don't really have a real life. We're just existing. We're just in this system existing. We're not living life yet. We ain't going to live life yet till we get into the kingdom of heaven. So, like the scripture said, whoever should seek to save his life, she went and got the device because she felt like she wasn't going to make it on the streets anymore. So she went and got the device in order to save her life. And what did it do? It took her life from her. She said, I don't have a life. She even said in the movie, she said, she was talking to the device. She said, you destroyed my life. And the device was like, nonsense. I'm showing you how to really live. Now get ready for your next target, your next mission. And I was like, wow. And this scripture right here immediately popped in my head when she said that in the movie. I was like, yep, you shouldn't have taken the device. That's Luke 17 and 33. You said it yourself, the machine destroyed your life. Should have known better. Should have known the more MOTBs he is. You know, so she took the device and it ruined her whole life. And like the Edomite dude said that too. Like, man, you ruining my life, man. I can't do this no more. You know, and he offed himself too. You know, everybody in this movie that had the device off themselves because that was the only escape from the device and the torture that they was going through. You know, so I'm gonna leave off with this right here because this is what you're gonna need to resist this coming temptation. Because it's gonna try everybody, man. They're gonna put Yahweh gonna put it, you know, he's gonna allow this devil to put everybody in hot water. You know, let your flesh get to hollering for things, and you're gonna see where you at. And to overcome that, you're gonna need what? You're gonna need Hebrews 11:1. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. You're gonna need faith, man. Faith in what? Faith in Yahweh Shah. Faith that he gonna take care of you. Faith that he gonna put you in the kingdom of heaven. You gotta look past this current society, this current system that we living in. You gotta discard it, man. And then you gotta look at what this devil about to do. That when he get ready to do it, you be like, man, I knew this was coming. No, I don't want that. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn what my stomach, you know, how hard it gargles for some food or rumble for some food. I don't care how thirsty I am. I'm not taking that device because that's the end. Right now I got a little hope, man. Yahweh can make something happen for me. But if I take the device, I'm finished. So resist, man. And to resist that, you're going to have to have faith in what I just said, that Yahweh will take care of you. So the people that take their device, they don't have faith. They don't believe in Yahweh. All they believe is what Esau has provided, what they can see, what's presented in front of them. They don't know that. They don't believe in the kingdom of heaven. Therefore, they're like, this is as good as it get. I'm going to go ahead and take what's presented to me. Us, we like, nah, it's something better than this. Way better than this. And we believe in that, man. We believe in the kingdom of heaven. That's why we're able to do what we do. That's why we prophesy, hit the highway and hedges, you know, watch video epistles, read this word. We believe. And we are patiently waiting on it. Therefore, we're going to smack the mess out of this devil hand. We try to present us with this device. Like, man, hell no. I ain't taking that. I know the penalty for that. So, get out of my way, devil. And check it out. And it tells you that this Hebrews, I'm going to skip down to Hebrews 11:6. But without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to Yahweh must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. And back to the statement I just made. You got to believe in Yahweh Shah. If you believe in Yahweh Shah, you got faith, you got hope that he'll take care of you. I notice when I talk to a 2/3, they don't have hope. They don't have faith. They don't believe in that. They don't believe in the kingdom of heaven. They don't believe in chariots. They don't believe in that. Only thing they believe in is what Esau has said is true. They need the devil to validate every truth for them. Therefore, the devil has constructed their whole reality. See, we're like, we like the people outside of the matrix. We don't believe in Esau's system. And we know there's something bigger outside of what Esau is presenting. Our reality is not mapped by Esau. It's mapped by Yahweh Shah. And our belief is bigger than Esau. And Esau is trying to cap that by putting a device in your body. He's trying to short circuit that. He wants to take faith away from the believers is what this devil's trying to do. And the best way for him to do that is to put a device in your body. Because when you take the device, it proves that you don't have faith. And you are not of Yahweh Shah. That is the marker right there. You cannot have a device in your body and then try to say, oh, I believe in Yahweh Shah. No, you don't. Because why you take that device? You know, so we already, that's the test right there. That's the standard. That's why I see why he called it a MORK. Because it proves. That's showing proof right there. Who is who? You know, who got faith, who don't. And we already seen a midterm of that scenario. A lot of Jakes failed that. So they failed that. You best believe they're going to fail the big one. They couldn't pass that one. So it's a good movie, Yasharallah. I advise you to go see it in order to, you know, build your faith up and get you an idea of what's to come and how it's going to do people who takes that. Because you'll see how they got did. You know, and it was very bad. And let's say, and see, that's a movie. Real life going to be 100 times worse than that. 100 times worse than that. Because I believe it's going to be way more death than that, man. And there was a lot of death for that movie. And they was all been committed, a lot of them, by the people that had that device in them. Because they had to. The device required blood. It's like Esau requires blood. And they had them just knocking people off left and right, giving them no rest, all in their head. Their life was over with, man. They were told they were like machines. That device turned them into a cyborg machine, and they had to do. And she was there arguing with the device like, we're humans. We this and we that. And the device was like, not anymore. I'm in your body. You do what I say. I own you. And what the machine would tell her. And like it messed up. It's like she was like, it's true. It's true. I'm done with. So I say, go watch that movie, Yasharala. And I hope this is edifying. And I want to say, Kwam Yasharala, Detail Baba Bob, and Shalom.